Hello, everyone. Welcome back. It is Wednesday. I'm off school tomorrow, and the NBA Finals officially start tonight. Representing the East, the 3-seeded New York Knicks. Boo! They beat my Sixers. And representing the West, the 2-seeded San Antonio Spurs. So this video, I will be giving you guys my prediction for the finals, obviously, what I think is going to happen, and, obviously the reasoning behind that. And the first thing I want to do is look at the team's routes to get here, because I think that's very important, is to acknowledge how they got here. And for the Spurs, they 1-5 against the Trailblazers, but then the Wolves did give them a little bit of a scare. They did win that series in 6, but to advance to the Western Conference Finals, but it took them all 7 games to win the Western Conference Finals, meaning that they've played a total of 17 games. And the Western Conference Finals wasn't easy for them. They were down 2-1 after winning the first game, so they gained home court advantage just to lose it. And then they were down 3-2 and tasked to win back-to-back games. And then the first game, Wembanyama played 28 minutes, had 28 points and 10 rebounds. And that's an important thing, too, to note. Yes, let me just make sure. Yeah, the second game when we played 40 minutes. So that's what I was looking for. And obviously they're off less rest. Both of these teams are very deep teams. And that's why I was surprised when we only played 20 minutes. But then you look around and, you're seeing Julian Champagnie at forward. He's a viable option that they got for really cheap. Keldon Johnson, Luke Kornet is not great, but he can play. He got that big block at the end there. And so the Spurs have a lot less rest than the Knicks, who have obviously not played in over a week now. It's been, I think it would be 9 days since the Knicks last played. So you can make arguments to why that's good and bad. Obviously, the good argument is, well, they're rested, right? They got no excuse to be tired, right? The Spurs, they played everyone's rested. They got 4 days to rest. So I actually think that kind of benefits the Spurs then, because the Knicks haven't played basketball in 10 days. They might be a little bit rusty. And obviously they're playing basketball in this time, but they're not. It's not the intensity of what's going to be an NBA Finals game. But the Knicks are extremely hot right now. They obviously won Game 4 against the Cavs by 37 points, but they won the previous, because they were down 2-1 against the Hawks. So they won the previous 3-7. So they won 11 games in a row in the playoffs. And so really what it is are the Knicks the more hot, young, hungry team going to win? Or is Wembanyama going to pick up his first of what we can assume will be many NBA championships? The first game is at 4 hours from now at 8:30 p.m. And honestly, when looking at the series, another important thing is that both teams are going to show up and show out because they have to, but Knicks fans travel extremely well, especially knowing it's NBA Finals. I know it's a little further, New York to Texas and stuff, but still, I think they're going to travel a lot better, and they're not going to let Madison Square Garden have a lick of not orange there. Those tickets will be expensive, though. Not all Knicks fans are going to be able to afford that living in New York. But for Game 1 of the series tonight in San Antonio, I do think that the Knicks are going to take Game 1 in San Antonio. And this is simply just because when I'm thinking about this right now, I'm thinking about a more rested Knicks team off 11-game winning streak versus a Spurs team who just fought to the death in a 7-game series with the Thunder. And also, I'm thinking that the Spurs lost to the Knicks in the regular season. I think they might have tied, but I know the Knicks beat them in the NBA Cup. And I know that the Knicks are going to have more prep time for the Spurs. And I think that I just don't know. I just don't think they're going to be stopped in Game 1. But I don't think they're going to continue a winning streak for long, because I think they're going to go up 1-0, take home court advantage, and then lose on Friday. I think the Spurs win Friday pretty handily, because they're going to have seen the Knicks, and then they're going to know what to expect. And then so once we hit Friday, it becomes a best-of-5 series, because it will be 1-1 going into Monday's game. And on Monday is where I think the series will either flip or flop either way. I think that Monday is the most important game in the series. When it's 1-1, you're in New York, and and you've seen each other twice now. You know what to expect. You know each other's games. There's no excuses anymore, right? And I think the Spurs will take Game 3 from the Knicks. I think that New York will be rocking. I think it will be an insane environment to have to try and play in and win it for the San Antonio Spurs, but I don't doubt their ability to do so. Simply because Victor Wembanyama is one of the best basketball players to ever touch a court, undebatably. He will be top 10 by the time he retires. And they've just built such an insane roster from head to toe with Stephon Castle, De'Aaron Fox, Champagnie, Vassell, Harper, Johnson, all of these great players. And the Knicks, yeah, they're good too, but you don't know if Mitchell Robinson's going to play. And Jalen Brunson's either on or off. And while he has been on for a lot of these games, there's a chance he has one of these stinker performances like he did earlier in the playoffs and drops 19 points and an assist, or one of these games where he goes for 12 and 6. Like, that's not good enough. And I think he's going to have at least one or two of those. I don't think that the Knicks are going to handle the pressure as well, simply because they haven't faced any pressure yet. Yeah, down 2-1 to the Hawks, who are a little worried, but there's no pressure playing a playoff game in Atlanta. You know what I mean? There's going to be pressure having to defend your home court in the NBA Finals more than there's going to be pressure when you're sweeping teams 4-0 and winning every single game. So I think the Spurs will take the 2-1 series lead. That is all important at that stage in New York. And then I think on Wednesday is now the most important game. It's do or die time for the Knicks, and I think they're going to die on Wednesday. I think the Knicks go down 3-1 to the Spurs, losing both games in Madison Square Garden, because I think they're exposed. They're seen as weak after that, and they try and fight back, and they know they need to, and I think that's why they're going to end up not winning that game. And I think it'll lead to some uncomfortable conversations about, is Wemby better than player A or player B in all-time ratings, because he's going to be like getting his first ring. And because here's what I think. I think going into Madison Square Garden down 2-1, the Knicks, knowing they need to win, I think Brunson will step up. I can't say the same for the rest of the Knicks. I don't think OG will keep averaging 20 a game in the finals. I don't see Cat staying at the same level. And I know that they're both inexperienced teams who have not won in a very long time. The Spurs have more success. But you know what I mean? Like, they're both inexperienced teams, but I don't see a way where Wembanyama doesn't handle the pressure better than the Knicks. I mean, this dude played overseas, right? Playing overseas is going to bring you way more like control than playing against North Carolina in the college championship is, but I don't even know if Brunson was on that team. He probably was. But and so I think 3-1 to the Spurs last Saturday. Everyone's like, oh, the season ends in San Antonio, but it doesn't. It doesn't. So I think the Knicks win Game 5 on the back of having no expectations. I think it's kind of the opposite of last game. Last game was do or die. Now it's do or die, but you're down 3-1. You're not expecting it. I think that will help them catch the Spurs off guard and blow them out in Game 5. You bring it to 3-2, giving their fans some hope. But just as quick as that hope creeps up, the Spurs are going to crush it in Game 6. Yes, you heard me right. My prediction is that the Knicks force 6 on the Spurs. Spurs in 6, but the Knicks do not win a single game in Madison Square Garden. I think the fans will be there. I don't think that's going to be the issue. I think the issue is the Spurs are a better team, and the Knicks won't be able to handle the pressure of an NBA Finals well. I mean, Jalen Brunson was like Luka's backup 3 years ago. Now he's the star player. I don't know how he's going to handle that in a finals appearance. And until I see him do it, I'm not going to trust him to. While Wemby has been the next LeBron, the next Jordan, the next GOAT for years to come, I think he's going to handle this pressure extremely well. And I think he's going to bring his team a championship. Thank you for watching. And I will be talking at the French Open next, most likely, because we got some weird stuff going on at the French Open, and we're all praying that Zverev does not win, because we all hate Zverev here. It's the Zverev hate club.